Here we go with week 15 of On Top the Cages. We are in the home stretch of the National Football League season. No buys this week. Full 16 games to pick, but that's not what we do first.
How about that Army-Navy game? Did you watch any of that?
Dan was talking about football right away. I did. I felt bad.
I'm just because we're in week 15. There was no college on, but that Army-Navy game was great, and I can't believe Navy fired that dude.
They did. The Hawaiian fella with his necklace and things like that. They fired him in the locker room.
Right after the friggin' game.
That sounds a little rough, right?
Like, well, what the hell? Was there a firing squad behind the dude?
Yeah, I did get to see that. I felt bad for the underbetters as the game went to overtime and there was 17, 21 points scored. I don't know what, in overtime.
That was crazy.
They both got touchdowns on the first play of their possession in overtime. So, yeah, we're not talking about football yet. My wife's back. She's not at the holiday party, which is good and bad, I guess. The good thing is we won't have the distractions with the dogs. Maybe the bad or good thing is we had 2 little beer shots before we went on set.
She's a pusher here.
Yeah, she is a pusher, that's for sure. I'm a little wound up. Hopefully I don't end up slurring. We'll get to the beer review in a bit.
She's going to go sit on the couch while we have to work.
That's right. Work. That's right. Yes, working. Anyway, I got to get this out here. I missed it last week. Renee Hawkins from our law firm. It was her birthday on Monday.
Oh, damn, you missed it?
I did. She let me know about it. She's an avid watcher of the show. I do appreciate that.
Happy birthday, Renee.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Sorry, Ken's a douche.
Yes. And I tell you what, there's a ton of people at my law firm that help me do my thing. And she is certainly one of them. I value her tremendously. And the reason why I'm talking about all this stuff is Renee's last day is Friday. Renee has found a different opportunity for herself. We certainly wish her the best. She's an awesome person, big personality, and certainly, whenever somebody leaves, we hope the best for them and things like that and want them to, progress in their own personal life. So good for her. Good for you, Renee.
Thank you for watching the show. With you?
Yes.
So you're going to get a new person that you got to retrain, and that sucks.
She's not really on my team, but there's a lot of parts and pieces to that law firm that allow me to do my thing, and she's certainly a big piece of it. So Renee, once again, thank you so much. You're on the show for sure. I did not miss
Renee,
this week.
You should have been sitting here.
Oh, she probably would have came down. She probably would have come down. So anyway, if you watch the show regularly, 3 or 4 weeks ago, Dan put on the show that he scheduled a dental appointment for myself.
Yeah.
Him and my wife were in cahoots. They scheduled a dental appointment. I'm not a dental appointment person.
Wait, what World Cup game was on? And I texted you. I'm like, oh my God, who lost?
I forget. It was obviously deep into the knockout round, and it was a good game. And I'm like,
Saturday morning, you're like, no, I missed it because I was at the
I wouldn't
dentist.
know because you scheduled a fucking dental appointment for me. So anyway, and
I'm surprised Kenny didn't have a TV in there so you could watch World Cup.
He's wearing his Chuck Taylors. He was his cool self as he always is. But they asked me, what'd you think? Because I'm on what I refer to as the decade plan. I go to the dentist every 10 years or so. But Dan wasn't having it. Him and my wife were in cahoots. They scheduled an appointment. I made her go. In any event, I'm there 9:30, 9:45 in the morning. I forget what time it was, my appointment. I'm there. Melanie, the assistant, she's tremendous. But anyway, I'm in.
The hygienist.
Hygienist, there you go. That's the technical
proper
term
title.
for it. Right. So I sit down and she opens up her pack of
We don't want to say Ken, the dumbass law guy.
Right. They probably refer to me as that there, but she breaks open her set of medieval looking tools like she's a fucking pirate. Those picks, nice, serious picks. There's 5 of them, serious medieval tools. And I don't like it. I don't like being at the dentist. It was fine. She's great. She was great.
Did she make you bleed?
No, I don't think I ever bled. The thing I don't like at all, though, at the end, that mini power tool they use, that buffer looking thing, polisher, whatever it is. I don't like it. It touches nerves on occasion. There's shrapnel flying around, gross fucking shrapnel flying around my face. I don't like any of that.
Here's a tip: if you go on a regular basis, you don't get that.
Oh, dude.
So your 10-year plan's not working. If you went twice a year like you're supposed to, that shit wouldn't happen.
Everything that
You'd
came
be
out
in and
fine.
out like me.
Everything came out fine. I said I needed some touch up on a couple of fillings
She's
or
probably
something like
wishing
that.
she had a full face mask on, like a fucking welder cleaning
No,
her teeth.
it wasn't that bad. But meanwhile, she's like, I'm like, I use a medium toothbrush. I don't like soft toothbrushes. Apparently, I brush my teeth too much. Apparently, I have too much hygiene. I don't know. But
Too much?
yeah, well, I brush my teeth a lot. Like I drink 1 cup of coffee at work.
Do you floss?
No, and she gave me these little like mini tools. You
How do you
floss?
not floss?
Nobody flosses.
I floss every morning.
Every morning.
Every morning.
What's in your teeth?
Nothing, because I floss.
Dude, there's no need for that. Nobody.
You gotta floss, dude.
I
Come on.
suppose. I don't know. Apparently, I'm using the wrong toothbrush. I'm not allowed to have a medium toothbrush. I have to have a soft toothbrush. All this other good stuff. But no, she was fantastic. Kenny came in. He's his jovial self. He's super fun. Made fun of Dan a little bit. Mark the mechanic a little bit.
Oh,
So
should have made fun of a whole hell of a lot of fun of that dude.
I would give them a 5-star review, but
But
no fucking toy chest when I checked out. Like, no toy chest. I'm like, where's the toy chest? They're like, no,
what
no,
do you
we're
want, a
not.
plastic ring?
Yeah, something like a little pop-up toy, little
Oh, man.
ball, you blow, comes back down, something. No toy chest. 4.5 stars. Half-star deduction for no toy chest.
Oh my god.
That's the review. They were great, though. I appreciate it. Let's do the beer review. We got a couple more stories because that's what we do before we talk about football. Dan,
Okay.
I jacked the beer review up last week. I didn't even mention the name of the beer. Dan, start with the name of the beer, please.
Hop Getaway.
It is from Marche.
And it looks like a bunch of marijuana buds jumping out of Santa's sleigh.
I'm pretty sure those are hops, but they always have the best can present. I love the can. I love it. There's all kinds of little hops. I guess the people that don't have eyes, but they have presents and things like that. And there's a sleigh coming out of it.
Avocados.
It's just
I
a
guess
simple
it's not an
IPA.
avocado because it's got the pattern on it.
What's our beer?
Alcohol.
Yeah, that.
Arche. 7.5.
Wheelhouse again. Last week I was unimpressed completely. I think this is kind of like a West Coast IPA. They have different editions of this. We'll see. I don't think you're
Smells
looking at a
IPA-ish.
Christmas ale, but anyway, it's got to be better than last week.
It's good. It's not too heavy for an IPA.
It is good.
Hop Getaway.
I don't really know what West Coast IPA is, but it's
Oh, West Coast. I mean, come on.
a little more.
The homeless people like it.
It's more
'Cause
of
it makes their shit softer when they take a dump on the sidewalk.
All right. I told you we got a couple of little beer shots in before the show. We're off to a good start. It's more citrusy. I think that's what West Coast means.
Yeah,
I'm
now
not positive.
you definitely taste the citrus in here, and it is lighter.
It is.
It looks thick in there, but it doesn't taste thick.
I'll tell you what, I got a beer next week. Maybe. It's supposed to be cold next week, at least for Christmas here. I mean, I was talking to Dan before we went on set tonight. Our Christmas here, 23rd, 24th, 25th. We have lows damn near single digits, like 10, 11, 12 degrees. It's going to be cold. We haven't had any really snow accumulation or anything
Now,
like
thank
that.
God we're not getting that shit coming across the country.
What's going on there? I don't even know about that.
You haven't seen that storm that's creating snow and ice and
I know Buffalo's supposed to
tornadoes.
get some stuff this weekend.
Somehow it's missing us and going through Pittsburgh and up to Buffalo.
It's under us, loops under.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Jetstream, I don't know anything about that. But anyway, I like the weather stuff. Anyway, other stories. Katie and I, we went to the Mark Roberge concert, who is the lead singer of OER. And I mentioned it last week. That band is part of the reason why I named the podcast I did on Top of the Cage. They have a song called that. They did not play it, but we went to this little place. He was there by himself doing just a solo show.
Where did you go?
It's called the Music Box Supper Club.
Where
It's in Cleveland. Yeah, right next to Nautica and Shooters, if you're familiar with that Flats area.
okay.
Are you familiar? I don't go up there terribly often. It's kind of weird little, not weird place, but it's very rigid in regards to things. I mean, we had assigned seat, like everything is fucking in assigned seat. Like, it's tables. And we were
Yeah,
seat
that's 'cause
70 on
it's a
table.
small venue.
And you're not supposed to get up. Like, to give you an idea, there's an awesome bar in it, but meanwhile, all the seats at the bar are sold as tickets. Like, you can't go there. You're not, like, people like to say, no, you can't go to the bar to get your own beer. You have to wait for the waitress or waiter or whatever the situation is.
Well, did they come?
Oh, yeah, the service was fantastic. did our traditional Jimmy John's, which is our tailgate sandwich, that we usually do. We did it because I wasn't terribly impressed by the menu. We did order some like margarita flatbread there and things like that. I'll tell you what, though, I'm done with this because once again, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 4th time in a row that I've driven to a concert, and I'm done with that. Generally, Katie and I, when we go to concerts, we just buy tickets for someone to drive, or a couple to drive if we have to. So we have a designated driver. This is the 4th one in a row. Stapleton, late summer. Post Malone with Keaton, obviously his dad. I had a little contact buzz from the weed there. The Dave fundraiser.
But he's young. He's underage, so you could have drank and he could have drove home.
I could have. It's not a very good look as a dad. It's
Why?
Not, what do you mean why?
Come on, designated driver.
I think that's self-explanatory. Why? The Dave Matthews fundraiser down in Columbus, I drove. It's like 2 hours away.
No, that was because it was a fundraiser.
And this Mark Roberge, this OAR thing that we went to. I'm done with that. I'm done with being completely sober at concerts. It's not as fun. I promise you, it's not as fun.
Yeah, no, that would suck ass.
But it was unique. It was cool. I mean, what do you got there? You been banging things around?
Freaking, what the hell's that guy's name? Fell over.
The Bumble.
Yeah.
The Bumble.
Put him up here by the
Lean him right up against the. That'll work. That's perfect.
He's doing a touchdown dance.
But it was cool. It was unique. One of the beautiful things about music, I think, is that you kind of take a song and you make it your own, if you will, in your mind and relate to it. One of the things that he did was he explained where he was coming from, his mindset when he wrote a song. He did it he played like 26 songs or something like that, and probably like a half a dozen at least. He explained where his mindset was or what happened and this and that and how he came up or his inspiration for the song and like in the moment, like I was here and then I went back to my room and wrote and things like that. That's kind of cool to me. So it was a unique experience.
I was dropping a deuce.
No, wasn't. There's no deuce dropping songs or anything like that. So, but anyway, it was cool. We had fun. My wife and I love live music, so that was good. This weekend, a redo of Thanksgiving. It's what I refer to as the pre-Christmas Zerusan holiday throwdown. Katie's going with me. I told you it's the only holiday that we miss is Thanksgiving together. We are traveling to Indianapolis where my sister and Bella live. We'll be playing lots of games, doing lots of drinks, having all kinds of craziness.
Are you taking 2 cars?
We are.
Is that because too many people?
Well, we have 4 boys, Katie and myself, and my oldest son, Connor. You know him. I don't know why I said that, but they don't know that.
Wait,
his girlfriend's going as well.
Your oldest son's named Connor?
Yes, and his girlfriend's going as well, so that makes us a 7-pack. And that's not going to happen in the car. We are taking 2 separate cars. I think we're actually leaving at a little bit different times. So I'm going to leave a little bit earlier. I hate driving in the dark. I think we're going to leave around here around noon and try to get there around 5. It's about a 5-hour drive to where they live. Katie's a hair appointment. Ethan has a final exam. I think he gets out around noon or 1. So I think we're going to be a couple hours different from each other. But yeah, we're looking forward to it. I mean, I'll have all kinds of stories and we'll recap that weekend certainly on next week's show.
I'm still waiting for a freaking stump up here so we can do the hammer game.
You got to practice, man. Those guys are fucking real, man.
I don't even know how to play it, so how do I practice?
You got that baby cut off of the
Screw that.
excess Christmas. No, we need a real one. I got plenty back.
I know.
Plenty back there. I got plenty back there. All right, fine. We might do that. I don't know if I can get the camera low enough to see Dan and I like twirl hammers and swing at each other's thing. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We're gonna I don't know. Get a table stable enough. But anyway, I don't know. You threw me off a little bit. Yeah, we'll recap all that next week. So sports news. I mentioned it already. No more buys. World Cup. Let's talk about the World Cup just briefly. We're down to the final, right? Argentina
and
France.
Yeah.
That would be Messi and Mbappe. France advanced today against Morocco, and Argentina advanced yesterday against Croatia.
Yeah.
How about Morocco, though? I mean,
that stunner that they made it. I mean, I was hoping they'd have beat France. I don't like France.
Yeah, I mean,
the last World Cup when we did the breakfast here, that was France and Croatia.
Yeah, what a great game that was.
In the morning, and France won.
They did.
So I don't want to see them win again.
Yeah, they're winners. They're trying to defend the World Cup championship, right? I don't know. Who do you think's going to win? Argentina or France?
The stars are aligned for Messi to get it.
Yeah, man. He's been scoring, man. He's been scoring. He got two. He got two on Tuesday. So it's a great World Cup final. There's two teams that probably deserve to be there. Morocco wasn't expected to be there. This is the first African nation to make it to the Final Four.
Yeah, and they played good. I mean, they surprised a lot of teams that they played. So that's Sunday morning. Coverage starts at 9, game at 10. So I'm gonna have to go to church early.
I'll be driving back from Indianapolis. That sucks. The Bears start at 1 p.m. Eastern time here. We're gonna be back early. We're gonna be back for the Bear game. Well, one thing, Katie's good friend, our good friend, I guess I should say, Erica, is gonna dog sit for us because we have 3 dogs. It's a lot for Katie's parents now, who live a couple of miles away from us, to take 3 dogs on, especially Oak, who's a bit who can be a kick in the balls at times. But anyway, she's going to be dog watching, and she's got to go see Jesus on Sunday morning, so we're going to get back as soon as we can. That helps me with watching the Bear game against Philadelphia, and that's the slate of football coming up. Didn't mention us missing college football last week with the Army-Navy game with the pageantry. Bowl season starts already, though. I think it's tomorrow, Dan, if I'm not mistaken.
16th, I thought, was the day.
I think the first game's tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
Am I wrong?
I don't know.
I could be wrong.
Tomorrow, I'll be happy.
Tomorrow's the 5th?
Freaking
I'm almost positive it's 2 day
night,
games tomorrow.
I'm just sorting or spinning through the channels, and there's nothing on.
Nothing. What'd you end up watching?
I don't even remember.
Give me a show, like a go-to show. Like nothing's on sports.
I mean, a cooking show.
What's the cooking show you watch? Is it a name for it, like off the top of your head?
No,
do you watch the Food Network?
Diner Drive-Ins and Dives. I watched that.
I went to one of those places one time.
Motor Trend,
What the hell's Motor Trend?
Where they're messing with a car.
You watch that shit?
Yeah.
No.
I like Roadkill. That's my favorite show on Motor Trend. They take a piece of shit car sitting in a fucking junkyard and make it run and drive it around town.
Really?
Take it on a road trip.
That's kind of fun. There's all kinds of reality shows, and that's a reality show. That's cool. I used to watch American Pickers a ton. I don't really
you know
watch
what?
anymore.
I ended up watching The Curse of Oak Island. I've been on that Tuesday night.
What's that? What is that?
They're
I've
looking
seen
for
that.
some stupid treasure and some.
They never fucking
island.
find it, right? Otherwise the show would end.
They suck you in. They never find it. Somebody else found it years ago.
Dude, we're getting to that season.
Hopefully they find a note going, "Hey, we found this freaking 100 years ago. You guys are too late."
You got a suggestion for the people? I mean, we're getting to that season where it's really cold. I guess it depends on where you're living, but this show shot here in Northeast Ohio. Like a Netflix suggestion, anything like that? Have you heard anything?
No, I'm not a Netflix person. I mean, I did watch. I think we talked about it before. The Christmas Story 2. I watched that.
You know what I watched? Part last night, like the last hour of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation or whatever the fuck that is.
I've seen that.
Holy shit.
Times.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid. It's fucking funny.
It's good. And it's a little twisted, but I liked it a lot. FX made a version of Christmas Carol. And if you look it up.
I don't think I saw the original, but anyway.
No. FX's version of Christmas Carol. And I think it's on Hulu. It might be on something, but it's FX's Christmas Carol. It's good.
Yeah?
It's good. And when it originally came out, I think it was a 3-part series. So when you find it, it looks like it's 3 parts, or it looks like it's a series, but it's a movie, and it's over 2 hours long. But it's the best version of Christmas Carol I've seen. And just because it really develops Ebenezer Scrooge and his character and what a prick he was.
It develops it.
It was good.
Dan likes the character development.
I've seen it before, and I told my wife about it. And I'm like, it's good. You'd like it, because she's into all that murder shit.
She hasn't watched the Hallmark shit. She's like murder ID.
Yeah.
Like real Hallmark, stories or like all of it?
She watches all that murder shit.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, if you want to commit a crime, talk to my wife. She'll tell you how to do it.
I'm in.
But FX is...
I'm not going to whack out my wife, I promise.
FX's Christmas Carol. Best one out there.
All right.
Watch it.
Suggestion here. Good. Well, I have no idea if it's any good, but one of the partners at our law firm that I was speaking to a few weeks ago, but he recommended a series on Netflix. I think it's on Netflix, maybe Hulu, called The Old Man. And I have no idea what it's about, but it's only one series or one season, and it ends. I think it's 6 hours of viewing or something like that. So something you can easily get through.
I do have one, and I can't remember what it's on. I think it is on Netflix, and it's called Trailer Park Boys.
What happens? Do you know? Is
It's
it
two freaking drunk dudes that were in jail and live in a trailer park. They get out.
I'm in on that. That's fine. I'm hooked.
At the end of every season, they get put back in jail.
Fuck yeah, dude. I'm hooked.
It's hysterical.
Wait, trailer?
I watched
alcohol?
Trailer Park Boys. That's what it was called. I'd watched the first season. I was like, I'm saving this for the winter when it's shitty.
Oh my god.
Trailer Park Boys.
This was not on the show, but I tried to do my good deed for Christmas this year. I was at the gas station today, getting gas. I went inside to get something. The guy in front of me, mid-60s, Get Go.
What were you getting, condoms?
Get Go gas station. He's the Get Go gas station, right?
Yeah.
You know, and Get Go is like the affiliated gas station with Giant Eagle, which is a big grocery store in our area. Dan doesn't like them because they're Pittsburgh-based. Whatever. That's where we're at in Fair Lawn, where I work. I'm going there. I'm prepared, grabbing a few things for our trip to go to Indianapolis. Anyway, the guy in front of me, mid-60s, puts 6 individual Hamm's beers in one of those Foster's lager beers, like the things that look like a fucking oil can, like this.
No way.
On table. He's in front of me, right? But GetGo has this weird policy that they have to see IDs from everybody, regardless of age. I don't care if you're like in a wheelchair.
Get the hell out of here.
Yes, they do. He doesn't have his ID. He's wildly pissed and killing the fucking messenger in regards to the lady because it's not really her fault and she's fairly young. It's not her policy, it's the corporate policy. I'm like, I'll pay for it. I got it. And she wouldn't let me do it. I tried to pay. I'm doing the math in my head. All right, those 6 Hams are probably like $1 a piece, and that Foster's lager is probably $4. Like literally, I'm out for like $12 to do a good deed. I tried to pay for it. She wouldn't let me do it.
Because you're gonna go give it to
I got my ID. I'll pay it. He can go out there. I'll put it in a fucking brown bag.
That's because he might be a minor, and you're contributing to the delinquency of a minor.
He told me his age. Well, he told the attendant his age. He's like, I'm 62. This is stupid. But he was not happy about it. I mean,
that is ridiculous. Come on.
It is ridiculous. I was a little worried about doing it because I'm pretty sure he's probably going to pop one in his beat down SUV that he was in.
Yeah, no insurance. He's going to hit you.
Most likely, but I'm like, man, it's the Christmas season. I want to do this, but she wouldn't let me. She wouldn't let me do it. I'm like, I got this. I'm like, I got my ID. I'll buy it. She wouldn't let me do it. Anyway.
This country is so messed up.
It can be at times.
So freaking messed up.
'Tis the season, damn it. It's giving time, so... speaking of, all right, we're done. I think we're done with stories. That was a long
That's why I
intro.
don't shop there because of those Pittsburgh rules.
The show was not slow. The show was quick last week, like 46 minutes. I don't think we're off to that start this week. So, and we got 16 weeks to pick.
It's more fun talking about this shit than these shitty games.
They're not shitty. I mean,
come on.
it's crux time. There's a few good games on the board. There certainly are. Dan went 4-9 last week. He's 95, 109, 4 on the year. He did not hit his elephant pick with Minnesota. They lost in Detroit. I went 6-7, just under 500.
You picked Detroit to win, didn't you?
I did, to win the game outright. They're in the mix, man. I can't wait to talk about them. I'm 107, 97, and 4 on the year. I'm 10 games over 500. I lost my elephant pick. It was 7 weeks in a row that I won the elephant pick. I lost it with Seattle, who played really poorly at home against the Carolina Panthers. I blame it a little bit on Keaton. Keaton's like, Dad, what's your elephant pick? I'm like, Seattle. Because he's got some like weird little betting website to use. I think it's real money. I don't know what it is. I keep on asking him. He never comes clean in regards to what it really is. Yes, tokens, but I think he had to put real money in.
Donuts.
Meanwhile, I'm 7 weeks running. He plays it. He's the fucking jinx. I lost. Anyway, it's probably not his fault. So, anyway, that was last week, and I think we're on to Thursday Night Football. And we got Thursday Night Football. We got Saturday Football. We got Sunday Football. We got Monday Football. Thursday night, it is the San Francisco 49ers traveling to play the Seattle Seahawks.
Who the hell's playing the quarterback position for San Francisco?
Brock Purdy, baby.
He's hurt.
He's pretty good.
He's hurt.
Purdy's not. He's fine. Anyway,
okay.
San Francisco minus 3.5 in this game. The over-under is 43.5. Let's talk about San Francisco. They're 9-4 on the year. I think they're contenders with Brock Purdy. I really do. I like it. They came off an absolute beatdown at home with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, they kicked the shit out of them from start to finish.
Yeah.
I think it was 35-7 or something like that. The defense for that team is certainly their calling card, but Brock Purdy looked good again. Iowa State quarterback, his first year, no snaps.
Everybody's going to play. Just go in and don't mess it up.
Kind of.
Turn it over.
Kind of, but they're not really doing that. I mean, it's a timing offense. He looks better than Garoppolo does running the offense, if you ask me. And you know I'm a big fan of Kyle Shanahan, and this is just me, more ball-licking Kyle Shanahan stuff. I mean,
I'm telling you,
the fact that kid came in
today.
He didn't practice today?
Yeah.
There's no way.
I'm,
He wasn't hurt in the game.
Do you want me to get my phone?
No. I think Brock Purdy's playing. Dean heard something where he maybe didn't practice or was limited today, maybe. I think he's certainly playing. Seattle, they're 7-6 on the year. They come off a really bad home loss against the Carolina Panthers. I just mentioned it in regards to my elephant pick. It knocked them. The previous week, they had the 7th seed in the NFC. They no longer have it. They're out of the playoffs currently. I mean, it was a bad loss. The defense played really poorly. Geno threw a couple of picks. He didn't play very well. One of the picks was, I'm watching the game, right? Because I personally played the game. It's my elephant pick. I personally played the game. So I'm watching this game as opposed to the other games. And one of the plays, Geno thought it was a free play. He thought the defense jumped off sides. They didn't call the flag. He threw it up for grabs. They picked it off. I mean, they didn't play well at all. But, you know, they're out of the playoffs right now. They got to have a bounce-back performance. This is a pretty good game for a Thursday Night Football from what we've had recently. Dan, 49ers, 3.5-point favorites.
49ers. Seattle, I'm tired of the story. I don't like Pete Carroll. Geno Smith was, having huge success. I mean, they're not good.
Seattle burned me last week as well. I'm a huge believer in the San Francisco 49ers. I love their defense. I like what Brock Purdy's doing. I think he plays, even though Dan kind of gave us an update in regards to maybe he's banged up a little bit. I'm going to lay the 3.5 as well. I think they're a superior team. I think they go in there. I don't care where they play. I think they're a good enough football team to cover the 3.5 number. Dan and I are both on the 49ers. We have 3 Saturday games, and this is going to be 2 weeks in a row, guys. We're going to have a lot of Saturday games next week because of Christmas. Like, the full slate is almost on Saturday next week. And there's like just a handful of games, or 3 games maybe on Sunday, which is actually Christmas Day. You're hearing some banging around.
What the hell's going on over there?
It's the thing, the heater thing on the golf cart.
Oh.
The first game on Saturday, once again, is the Indianapolis Colts, where I'm going to be traveling to Minnesota. Minnesota's a 4-point favorite in this game. The over-under is 48.5. That's a pretty good sized number. Indianapolis comes off by Jeff Saturday is the coach. Jeff Saturday gets to play on Saturday. How about that? Is that going to change the tune? The last time we saw...
he's got Matt Ryan, the turnover machine.
So bad. The last time we saw Indianapolis, they were getting absolutely throttled by the Dallas Cowboys. And I feel like it was, of course, a primetime game. Do you remember seeing that game?
Yeah.
If Dan watched it, it means it was a primetime game because he wouldn't watch it otherwise.
Sunday night, Monday night, whatever.
Yeah, they were getting throttled. Minnesota, let's talk about them. They can score with anybody, but their defense has been really bad. They come off of their loss in Detroit, where they gave up quite a few points Detroit scored a lot of points on a lot of people. Don't yawn, Dan. I like this Minnesota team. I told you, I think they're a contender for the NFC Championship, but their defense needs to be solidified. It's a mess. I mean, it's a big problem for this team. They're -4 against Indianapolis.
Their defense will be fixed against this train wreck. I'm going with Minnesota.
Me too. I think they blow them out. It's a candidate. It's a scary candidate for elephant pick for me, but I like this Minnesota football team. I think Justin Jefferson goes wild. I like that game a lot. Next game on the board involves my buddy's team.
Holy shit.
It is a rivalry game. It is
freaking Ratbirds.
It is. It's the Baltimore Ravens traveling to Cleveland. Cleveland, shockingly, with their record, is a 3-point favorite in this game. It's fluctuated between 2.5 and 3. On our board, it's 3. That's what we're going to go with. The over-under is a very low 37. Baltimore's 9-4 on the year. The Cleveland Browns are basically playing for pride in this game. They're 5-8. Baltimore comes off their win on the road in Pittsburgh, where they started with Tyler Huntley as their quarterback, who's their backup quarterback. Lamar's a couple weeks out. And then Tyler Huntley got a concussion, and a kid named Anthony Brown, who I believe played quarterback at the University of Oregon last year, played quarterback the remainder of the game. I don't know about this team. I mean, Baltimore's defense is playing well.
They're playing better.
It's the addition of Roquan Smith.
Roquan Smith.
That's
the difference.
The Bears traded Roquan, their best defensive player. I love that guy. He had a sack of his ex-teammate, Mitch Trubisky. Mitch Trubisky came in the game for Pittsburgh because Kenny Pickett got concussed. And he not only had a sack, he also had an interception in the game. So he's a playmaker. I mean, Baltimore's defense is really good. They got J.K. Dobbins back last week. Did you see any of the game, no?
No. I don't watch the Ratbirds. Why? No.
I'm watching J.K. Dobbins, and he had like 120 yards. With that being said, he still looked gimpy. Like, I saw him like running for a touchdown, and I'm like, I was waiting for him to like grab his hamstring or something. Like his gallop.
Was he wearing a brace?
No. Like he just didn't look like it. Didn't look fluid to me at all. But anyway, that's Baltimore. Cleveland. I mean, talk about your team, and here's my first impression. I'll let you talk about them. I mean, if you're a Cleveland Browns football fan, you got to be really concerned because you mortgaged the entire future for Deshaun Watson, and it doesn't look very different from what Jacoby Brissett brought to the table with the team.
Well, I agree. It doesn't look much different. But if I look at how Deshaun played against the Texans versus the Bengals, there was improvement. So I expect him to come out and whip ass against the Ratbirds. And if he doesn't, then we got an issue. My problem is that our defense is decimated.
Be down to injuries.
Our linebackers.
A lot of teams this year.
Three linebackers are out for the season. JOK
is well on IR. Yeah.
That's 2 years now. He hasn't finished the season, so I'm questioning him. Maybe he should play safety for us instead of linebacker. But so our defensive tackles and our linebackers suck. So if you want to run the ball, if Baltimore's listening, run the ball right up the damn middle. Run it. Mudbutt's not going to play.
Correct. And we're not sure Todd Huntley's going to play.
I don't know how. Well,
he's still in the protocol.
He was in the concussion protocol, walked through practice yesterday, and was a full participant today.
Oh, he's probably
and I'm
playing.
like,
probably playing.
Wait, what's going on here?
I liked the kid last year. The game he played in the quarter of the game that he played in Pittsburgh, I wasn't terribly impressed. I didn't see a lot of it.
Their offense blows. I mean, unless they run the ball, you can definitely run the ball in Cleveland.
How many people are going to be? I mean, it's going to be cold. It's going to be cold in Cleveland, and that game starts what? 4:30?
I was actually looking for 10 tickets. Kenny's going, the dentist.
I'm sure Mark's going, right? The mechanic?
Kenny, they're going together.
Oh,
yeah.
And he mentioned some other dude that Mark usually brings. That's crazy. That apparently has tickets that doesn't even live in the area. He's crazier than Mark, is what Kenny said.
Kenny got the tickets from.
Oh, the guy who lives like in California or some shit?
Vegas.
Apparently he has more money than knows what to do with, right? I mean, if you have season
know.
tickets to the Browns and you live in Las Vegas and not going to games.
I don't know, dude.
And, well, I'll tell you what, not to, shove Kenny out there. He's like, that guy's probably crazier than Mark is. So, but anyway, Mark, I promise you, I know you're watching the show. Kenny loves you. He had all kinds of good things to say about you. And you guys, I like that circle that Dan kind of brought me into, even though I don't like going to the dentist. How many people are going to be in skunk costumes at the Browns game?
Why would they be in skunk costumes?
Remember the skunk that was there the last time they played at home?
Bleacher? Oh, I don't know.
Dude, of course. The game starts at 4:30, like a twilight game. It's just getting dark.
Yeah, no.
I mean, it's dark here. 5 p.m.
Game 5:15. It's dark.
That's when it starts. 5:15.
No, well, the game starts at 4:30. It gets dark at 5:15.
How fucking awesome is that for you, dude?
It's awesome.
I mean, I'm in Indianapolis and I got presents and all stump game and all kinds of other bullshit going on. But how awesome is that? Do you have anything going on Saturday afternoon that you have, is your wife, Tammy, schedule anything for you yet?
Well, my nephew Rocco's birthday party starts at 6:30. So
fuck Rocco.
I might have to Uber over there.
Who's Rocco?
Dude, he's a little kid. You can't say fuck Rocco.
How old is he?
He's Ben's kid. He's little.
Oh, Benji's kid. I like
He's
Benji.
like 3rd or 4th grade. What the fuck?
Benji works in the same industry as I do. Shout out to Benji. I hope he's watching the show. I know him. I know that one of his buddies, Jeff W. I won't put all your name out there. I know your last name, buddy, but he watches the show, so hopefully he's there. And one of the people who defected from that insurance company, Matt, is one of my paralegals. So.
Yeah.
He makes the show as well. He watches the show. So we got all kinds of shout-outs. We got to get back. It's Cleveland -3 in this game against Baltimore, Dan.
I got to go with the Browns. I ain't taking the Ratbirds. Screw them.
I wish the line was 2.5. I talked to one of my partners, Josh. He's like, and we were talking this evening. As early as like 8:15. Like 3 hours ago, we were talking on the phone about some other bullshit at work. But in any event, he's like, do not take the Browns. They're going to get destroyed in this game. Josh, I think you're wrong. You're an incredible attorney, a lawyer. You're a great lawyer. I don't think you're great at picking games. I'm taking the Browns -3 as well. I think they're going to win this game. I wish the line was 2.5. I do think the Browns, this is a pride game. I mean, an absolute pride game. I mean, the Browns don't really have anything to play for. They're not eliminated. But meanwhile, fuck Baltimore. They took their fucking team, man.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
I'll never pick Baltimore. Screw them.
What's going to happen with the pregame shit? I mean, it's going to be wild. Are we going to play some Guns N' Roses and some shit?
They better do something.
I agree. I'm on it. Dan and I in agreement. We're on the Browns. The next game is a nightcap, and it's a very important game. This is Saturday nightcap. It's the in-laws team, the Miami Dolphins, traveling to play Buffalo. Buffalo's 7.5-point favorite in this game. The over-under is 41.5. Miami comes in an 8-5 record. It's not as pretty as it used to be. They've lost 2 games in a row. Buffalo's at 10-3. Let's talk about Miami first. We talked about that briefly earlier when I saved my account with picking the Los Angeles Chargers personally to win that game outright. They lost out in LA against the Chargers, and this is 2 weeks in a row where the offense is really sputtered, and it doesn't look good. And Tua looked off again.
Well, they sputtered, and I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, the offense sputtered in California where it's nice and sunny, and now they got to go to Buffalo and play in the shit?
Did you see where Miami sent
Jeez.
heaters? Like,
Yeah,
in LA,
it was
like
50 degrees.
Like 55 degrees.
Well, I want to say San Diego, but wherever the hell they
In LA, wherever in LA.
Yeah.
They brought heaters to the sideline. The low was like 55 or something. Game was played at night. I get it. Meanwhile, they're going to Buffalo, and there's snow projected up to 3 to 7 inches is what I've heard in Buffalo. It's going to be cold. But, I mean, here's the deal with Miami. They're the current 6th seed in the AFC. My father-in-law, Tom, is beside himself because he just loves the Dolphins. And I love it that he loves the Dolphins. I love it. I mean, I had to talk him off the ledge on the boys' text, didn't I? He's like, they're going to lose the rest of their games. Maybe they should bench Tua. They should put in Bridgewater. Listen, you're not fucking benching Tua. You're not putting in Bridgewater. Tua's the future of this team.
They may not make the playoffs.
They're going to make it. I mean, they have Green Bay coming up. They have New England. They have the Jets. And then Buffalo. That's who the 4 teams they have left. I think they split the games. I think they certainly make the playoffs. Tom, off the ledge.
Buffalo again?
No, Buffalo this week.
Yeah, okay.
Then I think they have Green Bay. They have Green Bay on Christmas. I know that's going to be a point of contention. I think they have New England and the Jets left. I think they split those games. I think they certainly do. I like that team to finish at 10-7. I think this would be the math. Math's fucking hard. In any event, here's the deal. They've scored 17 points the last 2 games, and they really didn't even score 17 points last week in LA because there was that bizarre play where the receiver fumbled the ball and Tyreek Hill picked it up, and Tyreek runs faster than anybody in the fucking world and ran to the end zone. It was a fluke play that they got a touchdown. So the offense is off. It's just not humming right now. They're going to get it together here. Buffalo. Let's talk about Buffalo. They come off of their win against the New York Giants. Right? I think it's the Giants. And sloppy writing on the board. In any event, their defense is playing better. They can, here's the deal with Buffalo. They can lock up this division if they win this game. I mean, it's over if they win this game. So there's going to be a ton of motivation. I mean, there's projected snow here.
Von Miller's out.
Von Miller's out. I mean,
defense still played good.
It did. It played better last week against the Giants. It certainly did. I mean, they throttled them. 7.5. Most people wouldn't be too big of a number. Too big a number?
To me, it's a big number because Buffalo, they haven't covered the spread this year. But it's Miami playing in the snow and shitty conditions.
I'm going to take one for the team because my father-in-law, Tom, who I love.
I'm taking Miami.
On the ledge. Good for you. I'm taking him, too, only for him.
I don't think they win. But
I think it's a fucking loss. I think they get fucking blown out. I'm still doing it for you, Tom. I'm doing it for you. I'm taking the Miami Dolphins to hang in this game and their timing offense and Tua looking a lot better and not looking erratic.
I don't think they lose.
Look, the Bills aren't anything to write home about.
No, they're not.
I'm talking myself into this right now. Frankly, I like my pick. Actually, I think their timing offense gets some plays. It hits some home runs with Hill or Waddle or whatever the situation is. Fuck Buffalo. They're not that fucking good. Their defense isn't that great. And their offense has been kind of like
they can't run the ball. So
yeah,
it's shitty.
It's been a little bit messy. I mean, maybe they send a message, maybe not.
And they can't run the ball. Miami can run it.
They can. They didn't run the ball last week against the worst rushing defense in the National Football League in the Los Angeles Chargers.
That's the same shit the Browns do, though.
I hear you. We're both on the fence?
Yeah.
We're barely out of Saturday. Then you ready to flip your beer?
Almost.
He's close. I saw him getting trigger ready. The Sunday early slate starts with the Atlanta Falcons traveling to New Orleans. Division game. I love it. I love traditions. It's holiday time. Holiday traditions. Here we go. Atlanta. They're 5-8 on season. New Orleans Saints are 4-9. The Saints are 4-point favorites in this game over Atlanta. The over/under is 43. I mean, this is a fucking horrible division. All these teams are in there. I mean, New Orleans. Let's talk. Well, I always talk about. I'm going to talk about Atlanta in a second, and they're the away team. But New Orleans is last place in this fucking division. But the Atlanta Falcons, they come off bye. They're well rested. They're 5-8. They're one game back of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who have 6-7 record and are leading this horrific division. One of these teams are going to emerge as division. Atlanta. The big news out of Atlanta, though, Atlanta, is the quarterback switch.
Yeah, Mariota on IR.
Well, I don't think he's on IR. They just said you're out. Desmond Ritter's going to play.
He's on IR.
Are you allowed to put people on IR when they're not injured?
I thought I thought he's got a knee injury.
No, he's demoted, and he got pissed. And I heard some rumble out of Atlanta that he left the team or left the facility when he was supposed to be there. He's not happy about his demotion. Desmond Ridder, the quarterback from Cincinnati, is going to get his shot. I've been harking for this. Not only with this team, I've been harking with it with the New Orleans Saints. I've been harking it with the other teams.
Why isn't Jameis playing?
They're on. Yes, that's right here. I mean, I've had questions about that from the gate. There's no way that Dennis Allen, with that football team, with that defense that he had, survives this season. He's a one and done.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he was promoted after Sean Payton decided to retire. There's no way he gets his job back. There's no way. Anyway,
they should have hired me instead of him.
I mean, they're in last place in that division, Dan. And that division is Tampa Bay.
It sucks.
It is the Carolina Panthers. It's the Atlanta Falcons and them. I mean, they were supposed to be the team that won that division or challenged at least Tampa Bay for that division. And I think nothing of Tampa Bay, and I can't wait to talk about them or bash them, if you will. New Orleans is -4 in this game. I'll take the lead. Dan's using the facilities. I'm taking the Atlanta Falcons. They're the team that's one game back. The Saints are 2 games back at their shitty record of 4-9. If Atlanta wins this game, they're tied for the division lead. I don't know what the tiebreakers are between what the results end up being with Carolina and Tampa Bay. But Tampa Bay has a tough game at home coming up on the board against Cincinnati. I like them to lose that game, or at least they're not favored in that game. I think Atlanta, at the end of the day, they have more to play for in this game and could end up tied for the lead and looking at being the 4 seed in the NFC, shockingly, with a 6-8 record if they win this game in New Orleans. I like them to at least stay under the number, possibly win the game. I like the surprise of Desmond Ridder. and not being able to kind of game plan for him. He's mobile. So is Marcus Mariota. We'll see. I like Atlanta getting the points, being 4. I think it's a field goal game either way. We'll see how it shakes.
Yeah, screw it. I'll take Atlanta.
Then our bold on Hotlanta. Next game on the board.
Is your neighbor having a concert in his house?
Is he banging out?
Jeez.
My neighbor Russ, he moved in a year and a half or so ago. We had some issues at the beginning. He likes to play his music loud. He doesn't drink, which is a problem because we could probably bond it over that. But he doesn't drink. So we have bonding issues. So I promise you my wife has his cell phone number. She has a cell phone number. Here's how my wife has the name of her cell phone number.
He might have a Hallmark Channel movie turn up really loud.
He has a tendency to play the music really loud and like the bass really loud. And his house isn't terribly far from ours.
Wait, listen.
I can hear a little bit of bumping. And
totally hear it.
Here's how my wife got his phone number. She talked to us. She goes, you can either give me your cell phone number or I can call the police. Because it was like midnight or 1 a.m. I don't know what time it was. Like she laid it out like that. She goes, and he's like, here's my cell phone number. So anyway, if it gets too loud for her, and she's very ear sensitive, she can hear anything. She can smell a lot of things better than I do too. I don't know. Maybe I have bad faculties. I don't know.
Dude,
but anyway, he certainly chose the right option.
You totally hear it.
I hear it.
And we're in the garage.
He likes bass. Cannot lie. I don't know. We're off track again. The Pittsburgh Steelers travel to Carolina. We just talked about this division with Carolina.
Wow.
Carolina's a 2.5-point favorite in this game. The over-under is a 38.5. Pittsburgh comes into the game 5-8. The Carolina Panthers.
Mason Rudolph took snaps today in practice.
Well, they have issues at quarterback. Kenny Pickett is in the concussion protocol for Pittsburgh.
I don't know if it's concussion or.
Well, he got concussed, and Trubisky finished the game. He threw a couple touchdowns. He also threw 3 balls to the wrong team. I like watching Mitch play. I don't think they should play Rudolph over Mitch. I really don't.
No.
I don't know. Obviously they're kind of playing out the string, but
Rudolph can't
Mike
put his helmet on right. That's why Miles had to have it.
Dan always likes to put that in there. I get it. I like watching Mitch Trubisky play. I hope he plays in this game. He's a former Bear. I think he's exciting. He's got wheels. He throws. He's kind of like a gunslinger. He's not afraid to throw the ball around. I like watching that, especially with like Pickens and Deontay Johnson, and they're the like stable of like wide receivers that are kind of wild, if you ask me. But Carolina's playing for a ton here. We just mentioned it.
Pittsburgh's one of those teams where the offensive coordinator has a system and doesn't adjust his play calling to
Canada, right? Is it still that Canada guy?
Yeah, screw it. That dude's got to go. If he's not fired.
Carolina minus 2.5. Let's talk about Carolina. Carolina needs to be talked about. They come off of their win across the country in Seattle.
Smokes.
They smoked them from the gate to beginning. I'm playing this game personally. It's my elephant pick. Seattle's minus 3.5. They're down 10-0 in a fucking heartbeat. Carolina had their way with them. They have a real chance. Steve Wilkes took over this team, and he's 4-4 since he took over, which is pretty impressive. I think he deserves the job. I don't know if it's going to happen. They're probably going to change quarterbacks depending on their draft pick, things like that. But, they have a real chance to win this division. They're one game back, just like the Atlanta Falcons are from Tampa Bay. And Tampa Bay has a really tough game at home against Cincinnati. I like this game this division to be like squared 3 ways, at the end of this week. But we'll see. Carolina minus 2.5 against Pittsburgh.
Going with the Panthers.
Me too.
It's the Steelers.
Only because of motivation. I actually think Pittsburgh's a better football team, but I think Carolina has so much to play for. They have so much to play for. Carolina does. Yeah. They know what's in front of them. At this point in time in the season, you got to start, when you think about betting a certain game, you got to think about motivation from the team and the players. Pittsburgh has nothing to play for, really. And Carolina has the world to play for. The line's under 3, 2.5. I'm going to lay it with the Panthers as well. Dan, do we have differences in these games yet? We're in agreement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm almost positive we're in agreement from the gate. Next game on the board is the Philadelphia Eagles. They travel to Soldier Field to play my Chicago Football Bears. The Eagles are 9-point favorites in this game. They have a 12-1 record, the best record in the National Football League. The Bears are at 3-10. By the way, the over/under is 48.5 in this game. Philadelphia comes off of their beatdown of the New York Giants. They put up 44 points on them. It wasn't really close. I mean, they're really.
So wait, that's who Philly played. Who did Buffalo play?
They play the Jets.
The Jets.
The New York Jets.
Yeah. Not the Giants. Okay.
Not the Giants. Philadelphia played in division against the New York Giants. They absolutely throttled them. They had control of the game from the gate. They scored 44 points on them. I mean, this is it's a borderline unstoppable offense right now. We haven't seen anybody stop this offense in probably 8 to 10 weeks. And like nobody stopped this offense. The running
they just
game
lost. Who did they lose to?
Eagles lost at home to the Washington Redskins.
Yeah, so they got stopped. So all the shit you were saying doesn't mean anything.
A blip. I'll mark it as a note. It's a blip. That team has been phenomenal all year. They're the most complete football team in the National Football League, if you ask my opinion. The Chicago Bears, let's talk about them. They have a really bad defense. We talked about Roquan Smith earlier. They traded him. They traded Robert Quinn. They're very leaky on defense. I love watching this team play. I know it's next year. I love watching Justin Fields play. I think the two best quarterbacks in the National Football League you're going to see, outside of your regular Mahomes, things like that, you're going to see Jalen Hurts in this game against Justin Fields. And he is up and coming. I love it. I'm excited about them. I enjoy it. I mean, they're fun to watch. The Bears are going to give up points. They certainly are. Can Fields keep them in the game under 9?
Yep, I'm going with Fields and the Ohio State kid over the Alabama kid.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I think it's a bad decision. I'm going in my heart, too, with the Bears. Justin Fields is sick. He didn't practice today, but Matt Eberflus says he's playing. So I think he took out his dreads. Let's get back to his little flat top thing.
Fro Friday.
I love it. I love it. Let's do it. I love him as the Bears quarterback. Not this year, but next year going forward. This show's long, Dan. I was positive. Next game on the board. There's not a whole lot of talk about this in this game. No. Dan would say it is the Kansas City Chiefs traveling to Houston to play the Houston Texans. The Kansas City is 14 full touchdown favorites, 2 touchdown favorites. They're 10-3. They travel to Houston, 1-11-1. Let's talk about Kansas City first. They come off their win in Denver. And you know what? I played this game. It was one of my many losses last week. Kansas City was up 27.
That's you can't.
Hold on, 27-0.
Yeah.
0. They're -9. They're -9 in the betting world. They're -9. That's like, what is that? 27 minus 18 points? Okay, because Denver hasn't scored fucking 18 points all fucking year in a whole season.
Their average is 6.
Yeah, or 12 or 11 or something like that.
9.
No, the game ends up 34-28. I mean, the Kansas City defense, don't worry, Kansas City's there. They're there in the conversation.
That's fine. I'm picking Houston in this because they don't cover. -14, I'm picking Houston.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm taking Houston.
I mean, that was unbelievable. Their defense, I mean,
I'm taking Houston.
Kansas City is going to be there at the end of the conversation.
Buffalo's doing
when we're doing the show and it's like 10 degrees outside and it's like the middle of January, Kansas City, we're going to be talking about Kansas City.
Yeah, no, Kansas City's going to keep winning. They're not going to win by 14. They just don't do it. They don't cover.
So Houston, how about Houston though? Last week.
Do we have to talk about them? They suck ass. There's no talent.
If there's a week to talk about Houston, it's this week. They 100% should have won the game. They led the game in Dallas, a playoff team.
Oh, yeah. No,
like,
you're
the
right.
entire game, they deployed this, like, 2-quarterback system. And it was Davis Mills and Jeff Driscoll.
Yeah.
Whoever the other fucking quarterback, Kyle Allen, he didn't play at all. I don't know what the fuck they did with him. Threw him in the dumpster. I don't know what the fuck they did with him. But it wasn't him. It was Jeff Driscoll, the running quarterback, and Davis Mills, the pocket passer, if you will.
Why is Jeff Driscoll familiar to me?
He played at the University of Florida. I mean, you saw him in plenty of SEC football games, maybe. I mean, I don't know if that's the reason.
He didn't play on the Browns?
Not that I'm
He's
aware
not
of.
on the list.
You would know that better than I would, but
I mean, the name's from.
they had him on the
Maybe it
ropes.
is.
And you know what? They went for 4th down twice inside like the 3-yard line. They didn't get it
Yeah,
either
no,
time.
they should have won.
They-
I do remember seeing the score, and I was like, God, I hope Houston beats them.
Me too. And I don't blame Lovie Smith for going for it. If you got nothing to play for,
Yeah,
try to knock him out. You know, right? It didn't happen either time. Dallas got a super late touchdown. I want to say with like 10 seconds left to win the game. Whatever. It was huge for them, but
That's
Kansas City
Lovie
minus 14.
Smith punching Mike McCarthy in the nuts.
Yeah, take that.
Bears,
Packers.
Yeah.
I like it. I like the reference. I like it. But you're on Houston taking the 14?
Yes.
I'm gonna lay it. I don't know why I'm gonna lay it. I'm gonna lay it. I'm gonna lay the 14 with the Kansas City Chiefs. They know they played really poor defensively. I think a ton of Andy Reid. I mean, I know he's not the defensive side of the ball, if you will, in regards to being the head ball coach, but I think a ton of him, and he's gonna be like, what the fuck? That's the shit's not gonna cut the fucking mustard. And he likes mustard, and he likes ketchup, and he likes all that, and mayonnaise.
Faces on the airplane.
He does. He likes all that shit on his cheeseburgers. That defense is not going to cut the mustard for Andy Reid. I think he cracks a whip. I think they play better. I'm laying the 14. The next game on the board, I think is a really intriguing game to me, like a fun game to me. It is the Dallas Cowboys. That's another beer down. I guarantee the show's long. We're making up for last week. Last week's show was 46 minutes. We're going to try to make this one an hour and 15.
Get out of here. Speed it up.
I'll take the other hop getaway.
You don't want the other interstate tailgate?
No, that was horrible. Well, it was just a regular. I'm not gonna say it was horrible. I love the name. I'm glad that we got to introduce it.
Wait, do I need to bring one out so we get properly did?
You can do it. It's fine. Dallas at Jacksonville. Dallas is a 5-point favorite, traveling down to Jax. The over/under is 48. Dallas 10-3. I mean, they're in. They're in the playoffs. There's no two ways about that. Jacksonville's 5-8. But I can't wait to talk about Jax.
Last week's beer.
It is.
Interstate tailgate. We didn't properly announce it based
Because
on some of the complaints we got, but it's called Interstate Tailgate. And I'm not sure which brewery does it, either the Cincinnati or Cleveland brewery.
no, not well, it's either Great Lakes or 50 West,
50
right?
West. So I'm assuming both breweries have it. And you could probably check your local grocery store.
Yeah, if you're down in the Dayton or the Cincinnati area, that's just not up here. But it's a great name. Interstate Tailgate, it kind of rhymes, right?
Yeah. If the beer was better, it'd be awesome.
That was 100, right. That was 100% my
That's
fault.
probably
though.
why it's not up here. You could probably get it down in the Cincinnati, Dayton area.
I talk my face off, and generally the beer review is Dan's introduction. And then, I don't know, I was still talking. I don't know. I got
I don't know.
hyper involved because it came out.
It wasn't a good beer. Don't go buy it.
It wasn't.
We're not promoting it.
This is going to be a good game now. Let's little
Dallas and
transition.
Jacksonville?
Dallas minus 5
I'm
at
taking
Jax.
Jacksonville. Screw it.
Over. Why screw it? But anyway.
Screw it.
Over is 48.
Because the show's running long.
We just
Screw it.
talked-
I hate Dallas. They're not America's team.
We just talked about
Dan-
Dallas winning at home against Houston in Texas, where they didn't
suck.
show very well. Like
No,
they
they
barely
suck.
won the game. They were very
They suck.
fortunate to win the game. Actually,
They're not, if they're going to make the playoffs,
they
then they're going to
escaped.
be out in the first round.
they escaped the game. Well, I don't know about that because that team's
come
like
on.
the defense is like Jekyll and Hyde, and Dak Prescott is like playing okay. I mean, their defense,
Dallas.
whatever happened last week, is not going to get it done. That offense is going to get it done.
First
but
round
they have
out.
a ton of potential. I don't know. I mean,
Jacksonville. I'm on Jacksonville. Who you on? Move on.
No, I'm not ready to move on. I'm going to talk about Jacksonville and their
Oh, my
impressive
God.
win in division at Tennessee, where they controlled the game from the
Yeah, they lucked out.
buzzer to buzzer. I mean, Trevor Lawrence has been lights out the last 4 weeks. I mean, he's real. He had a horrible coach last year in Urban Meyer for the National Football League. I think Urban Meyer is a very good collegiate coach. He does not translate in the National Football League. He is a veteran coach in Doug Peterson, and he's brought out the best of him. Trevor Lawrence is playing amazing. I think he's probably playing better than Justin Fields, but that quarterback class is coming along.
Hey, you want to be on our show? We're doing a podcast. Come here.
Who
You
is
want to
it?
be on live?
Who are you yelling at? Is it Mike?
Amazon guy.
Oh, the Amazon guy. That guy comes frequently. Holy shit, the dogs. I mean, they still bark at him. You know, little story about the dogs. Why does the show go really long? So the dogs, like, they see the Amazon truck and they don't bark at it. But meanwhile, then it stops and they see the dude and then they start barking. But in my mind, I think the dogs are like, I don't think they realize.
It just went off.
Wow, really long.
Really long.
I don't think they realize that there's more than one Amazon truck. I think that my dogs think like, holy shit, somebody stole the fucking Amazon truck again. Like a different person coming again. Like I don't think they realize that there's a lot of these. They think there's one like van.
Yeah, I'm sure they don't.
Like,
That's
God
like
damn
your
it.
car.
I saw that first guy. I saw him. It doesn't look
Somebody
like
else
that.
is in that truck.
Yeah, someone stole the damn
happened to the
Amazon
guy?
truck, and they go
Yeah.
absolutely shit nuts. We got to pick up this because we're only like halfway through the slate. Holy shit!
Come on, turn on the
I
fireplace.
I don't know how to do that, Dan. We're both on Jacksonville. I like Jacksonville this game too.
I'm on Detroit. Next game.
Now, hold on. That's a fucking great game.
Every game on here is great.
I'm on Jacksonville. I like the way Jacksonville's playing. I like the way Trevor Lawrence is playing. They're getting 5 points. I don't know if they win this game, but we're both on Jackson.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Screw Dallas.
I think this is a really good. And who would have ever said this? Detroit and the New York Jets is a crucial football game. I know they play in different conferences, but Detroit is 6-7. The Jets are 7-6. Detroit comes off their win against Minnesota. By the way, this game is a pick'em game. There's no line. Like you pick the winner, you win.
I'm picking Detroit right now.
They
Jets are a mess.
They come off their home win against Minnesota. Jared Goff is playing great football. They're winners 5 of their last 6 games. Their offense scores against everybody. Their defense has played a little bit better lately. The Jets, I mean, they have a legit
quarterback issue. They handled the quarterback situation wrong. They should have just said he was injured and he's not playing.
What I was going to say is I
Put
think
him on IR.
the New York Jets have a legit defense is what I was going to say.
They have a legit defense.
A legit
they're
defense.
A mess. They're a freaking mess.
I tell you what, Mike White got banged up, man. He's a trooper. I like him.
He's a trooper only because he's trying to play in the National Football League.
I mean,
because he knows.
The Jets lost in Buffalo. The game was tight. I think the game was like scoreless at halftime.
Dude was in the hospital.
Dude, he got hit hard.
He did.
I promise you.
A replay. I would miss work for 10 days.
I agree. I promise you, everyone.
And I work for myself.
Me too. Well, I guess to an extent. But anyway, I promise you, every one of Mike White's teammates admire him for like. He came back. I mean, he got absolutely stuck. I mean, I know this show's going super long, but he has that locker room. I just saw it today. Zach Wilson got elevated to quarterback 2. It's not Joe Flacco anymore. If Mike White gets hurt, we'll see. This is Mike White's team going forward, though, as long as he doesn't get
Zach
hurt.
Wilson, no.
I'm a big believer in this Detroit football team. I'm a big believer in Dan Campbell and his rah-rah.
I'm picking Detroit.
They're finally winning. Me too. That team scores against anybody. I tell you what, we'll talk. If Detroit wins this game, we'll talk about next weekend. It's going to be a crux game. And there's a legit chance that team ends up in the wild card and in the playoffs. So,
yeah,
finally.
The Jets aren't going to make the playoffs, and neither the Giants. Book it.
I love it. I love it. No New York teams in.
Book it.
I love it. The Giants are currently in. The Jets are currently out.
Neither one of them make it.
The New England Patriots currently hold the 7th seed. They're not on the board yet. We got to go quick. It's a Sunday late slate. Finally.
Holy shit. This is a Sunday night game?
No. We just started Sunday late slate.
4 o'clock?
4 p.m. Dan, we're just on 4 p.m.
Shit.
We'll go through it quick. We'll try to go through it a little bit quicker.
No. Okay.
Is the Arizona Cardinals traveling to Denver? Denver's a
Murray's
2.5-point favorite in this game. The over-under is 39. Arizona comes off their Monday night loss against New England Patriots. Kyler Murray got hurt.
Kyler Murray got hurt. They're pissed they signed that contract. The coach is going to get fired.
That's what I was going to ask you.
The general manager's ass is out. He's all of a sudden out for a medical
We're going to make this faster.
They're done.
Dan, yes or no, Cliff Kingsbury gets fired at the end of the year.
Yes.
All right, Kyler Murray. Well, I got to talk about Arizona just for a second, but that's a really bad injury for Arizona and Kyler Murray.
He sucks.
That's a bad ACL injury. You're talking about at best.
Okay.
Hold on. We got to go quick, though, Dan. We're talking at best with that injury for Kyler Murray this late in the season. Him probably playing mid-season next year at best.
No,
at best.
Screwed. But my point was, who's the coach? Riley at USC.
Lincoln Riley.
Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, and Caleb Williams. Heisman Trophy winner. Do we see a pattern in these quarterbacks? Can't play in the NFL.
Lincoln Riley.
Really good in college, but can't play in the NFL.
Now the show's going wickedly long.
Stay away from Caleb Williams. Some team's going to draft him number 1, and they're going to suck ass.
I would draft that, but he's not coming out in this. He's not eligible to come out in this year's draft.
I'm laying it out.
Dan mentioned that Lincoln Riley happens to be a disciple of
Jalen Hurts was the only one that's different, but he was at Alabama before Lincoln Riley.
Alabama, late transfer to Oklahoma. Now that we're on it, and the show's just running like wildly long. Lincoln Riley is a disciple of Mike Leach. Mike Leach passed away.
Holy shit! Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. The dude was freaking wacko, but that's such a freaking sad story.
I tell you what, I know, Dan, you don't do social media. I do. I do Twitter. The outpouring for Mike Leach, first of all, let's talk about how great of a guy he was. And then it wasn't only like how great of a guy he was and personable he was and like accommodating he was. And I'll talk to anybody and I'll give you a very fresh opinion of anything that you want. But he
was a ball buster too. You could see that the way he coached.
Meanwhile, and he was renowned by his other coaches as an innovator of what they called the air raid offense. Cliff Kingsbury came from it.
Oh shit! When he was at Texas Tech, come on.
Yeah, he was given like a lot of accolades in regards to him innovating a new offense into college football, changing college football.
Absolutely.
And here's the thing, and there's like this big uproar because the College Football Hall of Fame, you have to have a 60% winning percentage to get in the College Hall of Fame as a coach. His is like 59.6. Meanwhile, he's a fucking innovator. He changed from all the social media. He changed college football in regards to going from maybe your type of offense to like a crazy offensive thing and where it is in between and things like that. So certainly we're off track again, and the show is going to be long to start with.
But I'm glad you brought that up though, because when I read the original articles. And I was
about Mike Leach?
Huh?
About Mike Leach.
Yeah. I'm like, this is not good. He's not going to come out of this and still be a coach. Even the amount of oxygen by the time they found him that he just wasn't going to be.
Meanwhile, he was out at a party Saturday. And it's scary stuff. Dan and I are both in our 50s. It's scary stuff. Mike Leach was 61. I saw Twitch, who is the DJ on Ellen DeGeneres show, like a DJ, things that. I don't know if he took his own. Maybe he took his own life. I don't know. He passed away. It's scary stuff. People dying really young. I don't know. I'm not the healthiest person in the world.
If he took his own life, we don't.
That's another thing. It's completely.
I'm not doing that because you're a fucking coward.
I get it,
Mike
especially
Leach
at children.
Yeah.
In any event, Denver is -2.5 in this game against Arizona.
I'm taking Denver.
Me too.
Arizona's
Me too. Well, Russ in the concussion protocol, he may come out of it.
He ain't coming out.
They scored 28 points, out of fucking nowhere. The team averages 12 points a game. They scored 28 points. Jerry Jeudy almost fucked up my kid Keaton's fantasy football. He's in the playoffs, and Jerry Jeudy scored 33 points, had a hat trick of touchdowns, and then ran into an official on purpose, roughed up an
Problem
official.
in Denver is Russell Wilson.
I don't know. We're both on Denver -3.5 or 2.5. I'm sorry. Next game on the board, a pretty important football game. Actually, it's the New England Patriots traveling to Las Vegas. I would say traveling, but you're right, Dan. You mentioned the Miami Dolphins staying out on the West Coast last week. They did. So did the Patriots. The Patriots played Arizona on Monday night. They stayed out there. They're playing the Las Vegas Raiders this week. The Patriots are 1-point favorites in this game. The over-under is 44.5. the Patriots currently own the last playoff position in the AFC, which is like shocking to me. But
New England. I'm picking New England.
They're 7-6.
The understudy does not beat the master.
That's it. I mean, it's a student versus or pupil versus mentor. I don't know what you want to call that game. New England. I mean, they're such a mess on offense.
They're a disaster.
You know why they're a mess on offense? You know who their offensive coordinator is?
The freaking
Matt Patricia, right?
Yeah, Detroit's old head coach.
You know what? Correct. But before he was Detroit's head coach, what position did he have?
Defense.
Yes, he was the defensive coordinator. Why is this guy running the fucking offense? It's a fucking disaster. The offense is a complete disaster in New England. I mean, they're the current 7th seed, though, shockingly, in the AFC. They're in at the tournament started today. The Vegas Raiders, I mean, what a horrible collapse. Loss against, on Thursday night, the Baker Mayfield game.
Yeah, no, that's freaking awful.
They're winning, and Baker Mayfield orchestrates, without seeing a playbook, a 98-yard drive to win the football game with like 6 seconds left on the fucking clock or something nuts.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous.
New England -1 against the Vegas Raiders, Dan.
I'm on New England.
No way.
Yeah.
No way. Fuck them. I don't think they're going to win this game. I think it's the Vegas Raiders.
I said I was on New England when we first started this.
That's fine. I like the Vegas Raiders to win this game. I do. If you stick a fork in them, possibly. I mean, there's a lot to play for here. The Dan mentioned it already, the student and the teacher type of thing with McDaniels and Belichick. I think that the Vegas Raiders are a better football team. I'm going to take the Vegas Raiders. Next game on the board. Very intriguing game. Very important game. It is, once again,
Tennessee, they're running to run the ball down the throat of the Chargers.
It is the Tennessee Titans going out to L.A. to play the Los Angeles Chargers. The Chargers are 3-point favorites in this game. The over-under is 46. Tennessee 7-6. The Chargers 7-6. I mean, crazy important game. Well, here's the thing. Well, I shouldn't say it's for Tennessee. They might win this division with a losing record. They could possibly lose this game and not worry about it, but they're reeling right now. There's 3 losses in a row for the Tennessee Titans. They've been out-muscled in this game, which is not like the Mike Vrabel fabric. I mean, like, it's kind of messy. I don't know what's going on right there now. The Chargers, they come off a big win at home. They saved their season last week against Miami. I mean, the AFC is more competitive, I would say,
than
the NFC. Lucked out? Why?
They're not that good. The offense is not that good. They can't run the ball.
Their passing game's coming around, though.
Stop the run. Now, Tennessee's going to destroy them.
I tell you what. And here's the thing. It's like power versus power. The Chargers have the worst rush defense in the National Football League. Obviously, Tennessee's going to try to run the ball against them. Tennessee's pass defense is not very good, and that's what the Chargers' strength is. It's like strength versus strength in this game. Tennessee, I mean, Tennessee's going to win their division, I think, regardless, because the division is so bad. The Chargers have a ton to play for. I'm willing to lay the 3. I think they win this game by 3, hopefully more than more. I'm on the Chargers.
Okay.
Deal. All right, next game on the board.
Oh, my God. Seriously? We're both on Cincinnati.
It is the Cincinnati Bengals traveling and play Tampa Bay. Cincinnati's 3.5 point favorites in this game. The over-under is 44. Cincinnati 9-4 on the season. They are tied with Baltimore for the best record in the AFC North. They do lose the tiebreaker still currently. I think they're certainly the better team. Tampa Bay 6-7 on the year. They lead the horrific NFC South, or whatever it's called. Let's talk about Cincinnati. They come off their win against Cleveland. We saw that game. The defense is playing much better. The receivers, they're banged up at receiver. T. Higgins went out of the game. Tyler Boyd, I think, went out of the game.
Tight end was banged up.
Tyler Hurst, yes, that's correct. Tampa Bay, they're the most boring fucking football team like in the world to me. They got absolutely blown out against San Francisco. Tom Brady's like wondering why he like threw his marriage away and came back. He's signing like pick six or like interception touchdowns for like San Francisco rookies. They're a boring football team. The team's just old. I don't think this team has a run in them. Everybody wants to act like Tom Brady has this run in him because he's Tom Brady. I don't buy it.
Well, the team around him is not. They're not good, and the coaching's poor.
I think Cincinnati's going to blow them out. I think they're a way better team.
I'm taking Cincinnati.
No Cam Fire. Dan and I are both on Cincinnati. The next game on the board is Sunday Night Football. Dan hates the game. It's an extremely important football game, though. Dan hates the game. I'm going to repeat it. It's an extremely...
NFC East, again.
It is.
Prime time.
The Giants at Washington. The Washington Commanders are 4-point favorites in this game. The over-under is 40. Both of these teams have the exact same record.
7-5 teams. But they both have a fucking tie.
Against each other. 7-5-1. Both these teams have identical records. Washington's -4 in this game. The Giants come off being throttled against Philadelphia. Last time the Washington Commanders played, they're on bye this week. Last time they played New York Giants. This is back-to-back games against the Giants for the Washington Commanders. The Giants, I mean, their defense is bad. It's bad. I mean, it was bad against Philadelphia. I know they played a good football team. I mean, their offense is nothing to write, back to home about. Saquon Barkley has a neck injury a little bit. He's going to play. I'm sure he's going to play. I mean, their last win was 5 weeks ago, Dan. 5 weeks ago. The luster is off of this team.
Yeah, no, that's what I said. Both New York teams aren't making the playoffs. I mean, this game, it's awful. It's going to be a 2-point win for somebody.
But let's talk about, before you make your pick, currently the Washington the Washington Commanders are the 6th seed in the playoffs. And the Giants are the 7th seed. The Commanders are -4 in this game.
I'm taking Washington at home.
Me too. Even though 2 weeks ago the Giants had them on the ropes, Washington got a really late touchdown, and the Giants missed the field goal short, like 58 yards. It was a long field goal from Graham Gano. But I'm on Washington too. I think they're the better football team. I think Chase Young makes his appearance for the first time this year. I don't know if it's going to matter, but we're both
New York Giants
on
have
Washington.
been freaking flash and special plays. That's what won them games earlier.
Mercifully, I'm looking at the time. Holy shit, this show's long. Mercifully, we're on to the Los Angeles Rams in Monday Night Football.
Baker Mayfield.
Traveling to the tundra of Green Bay. The Rams are 4-9. The Green Bay Packers are 5-8. The Packers are 7.5-point favorites in this game. The over/under is a pretty low 40. We talked about the Rams earlier with Baker Mayfield. I mean, they won that game against Las Vegas late. I mean, they didn't show a whole lot. Baker played great for, just barely, getting there and playing.
Baker played great for, hey, go in and just throw the ball around.
And he's big. Okay. Bakerfield. I mean,
now, we're playing the Packers, and you've had a week to prepare under our system, and we're going to call these plays, and you have to follow the rules and read all your shit. No. That ain't going to happen.
Packers 7.5-point favorites in this game. Baker gets another week to study the playbook. I mean, I love what happened there. I mean, he's Baker Mayfield, who was a #1 pick in the draft, is basically auditioning for another job, I would say, unless they decide, hey, Matt Stafford's not the guy. We're going to go with Baker. I mean, that would be kind of weird, but anyway.
Whatever.
I mean,
Mayfield's going to be a Ram next year. They'll sign him.
Mayfield's not going to be a Ram next year.
You don't think?
Unless they decide that Matt Stafford's not the guy. If the Rams decide that Matt Stafford's the guy that they're going to go forward with, Baker Mayfield is going to get a shot, a real shot at a team that misses out on a quarterback in the draft, something like that. But the show's so long.
This year.
I mean, here's the deal.
Here's
Aaron Rodgers on the Pat McAfee show. They got to run the table. They know that.
I'm going
they're
with the
5-8.
Packers.
I mean, Watson. You going with the Packers? Not me. No fucking way. And it's not even because I hate the Packers, because I fucking hate the Packers. I think Baker Mayfield. I mean, dude, you see him headbutt another dude without his helmet on? I love that shit. I like football. I think they keep this game competitive. I don't think the Packers have anything to write home about. I mean, they have a lot to play for. They got to run the table to make the playoffs and have a chance to make the playoffs. But anyway, I'm on the Rams. Dan's on the Packers.
Yep.
That's it. We're on to Elephant Picks. I told you there's no buys. This show's running wildly long. Damn. I have had enough.
Detroit is my elephant pick.
Did you really pick them against the Jets?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I have to look at this for a bit.
Detroit. I don't give a shit. If you're listening to me for betting advice, you're listening to the wrong dude.
You're listening to the right dude right here. And I got to study for a few minutes. And I'm almost done. It's close to Cincinnati, but I think Jacksonville wins the game outright against the Dallas Cowboys. That team is playing really well. They have zero to play for, I think, for the most part, or maybe get themselves into contention. They have a lot to play for. I like the Jacksonville Jaguars to get under the 5-point number. I think they win the game outright. Jax is my pick. All right, Dan, you're on who?
Detroit.
Detroit. All right. That's it for a very, very long show. Thank you so much for watching. Hey, next week is the Christmas show.
Yeah.
It's the Christmas show. It's going to be so much fun. I'll give you the Indianapolis recap in regards to the Jerusalem family throwdown. Oh, by the way, next week I'm also going to educate you on DraftKings and signing up because betting starts legally in Ohio.
Some shit in the mail.
January 1st.
I mean, that's how much money these gambling places have, is they're sending shit in the mail to teach you how to sign up to gamble.
Yeah, but to get the benefits, you have to sign up. Do not wait. Do not be a slacker. I will educate you next week in regards to signing up for DraftKings, FanDuel, MGM,
Be a slacker.
whatever it is.
Keep your money
Don't
in
do
your
it.
wallet
You won't get the free
your
business.
wife wants it.
It's going to be super fun. I can't wait to talk to you guys next week in regards to Christmas. I love Christmas. All right, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.